Hello everyone, welcome to my playthrough of Breath of the Wild Master Mode. Alright, let's just get started. This has been something I've wanted to do for a long time now, and I'm finally doing it now.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Wake up, Link.
Okay, let's get started. So, playing in Master Mode has been something I wanted to do for quite a long time. Honestly, since I finished the original playthrough of, the normal mode of the game. And I decided now's the time to do this. Oh man, I gotta get used to the controls again. Not only has it been a while since I played either this or Tears of the Kingdom, but I also need to get used to Breath of the Wild again.
That is a sheep.
No longer playing Tears of the Kingdom.
Take it. It will help guide you after your long slumber.
So, I no longer have Ascend, I no longer have Fuse, I no longer have all of that stuff. I gotta go back to Breath of the Wild mentality. Gotta remember the controls of this game. Unlike Tears of the Kingdom where I could pick up literally anything. Nah, back to this game, you can only pick up metallic objects. It's a bit of a shame that Tears of the Kingdom doesn't have a master mode. But, oh well. Yeah, little details of Link kicking the chest with bare feet and it hurting. Alright, let's put these on. Excuse me.
Hold the Sheikah slate up to the pedestal. That will show you the way.
So, I actually wanted to start this sooner. But then I got sick, so I wanted to wait until I felt better before I started playing this. Because, I didn't want a very sick, raspy, nasally congealed voice to have, alongside the game. I'm finally feeling better, so now I'm playing this.
Link, you are the light. Our light. That must shine upon Hyrule once again. Now go.
Man, I really hope the audio's okay, because I'm doing this with a different mic now. So I hope it sounds okay. I hope it sounds better. Why did I hit B to climb? Has there always been a little Triforce in the bottom there? Oh, no. It's... Hold on. Let me go into options real quick. Okay, definitely, Oh, I can't use it yet. I want to see... Okay. I was about to double check the autosave function. You know, it's been a long time. I don't remember. So yes, this game does constantly autosave. Okay, I remember now. I couldn't remember if there was an option to turn that off. Oh man, I just missed a bug. So, a couple of key differences with Master Mode is the fact that, obviously, the game is much tougher. For those who don't know. Master Mode, all of the enemies are one stage higher. So, right about now, or not yet, soon we will encounter... We would have normally encountered red bokoblins, because those are the weakest bokoblins. However, if I'm not mistaken, we encounter blue bokoblins. So every enemy is one level higher. Is one, you know, one stage more difficult. Oh man, I'm just scaring away all these bugs. Hello, sir. You know what? I'm not gonna read all this. But instead, so other key differences this time, not really with the game, but rather, you know, with this version of the playthrough compared to what I did before, is the fact that, well, I'm not live streaming this as I do it. This time I decided, nah, I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna probably do edits where it's needed. Because I feel like, well, majority of my friends, they would not want to see me play Breath of the Wild, then Tears of the Kingdom, and then Breath of the Wild again. Oh, whatever. So I am recording this time instead of live streaming it. Hold on, I'm afraid, like... Okay. I was just double checking my phone. Was somebody about to ring my doorbell? No. I know I could get that apple too, but it's fine. We'll get plenty of apples. Anything under these? Yes! So actually, to start this off, let's get a Korok. To start this off, I actually want to begin this entire playthrough by talking about my trip to Japan recently. Almost exactly a month ago, today is the 1st of April. Happy birthday to Billy, by the way. Today is his 18th birthday. And rest in peace to him. So today being April 1st, around a month ago on the 3rd of March... Oh. Link, I know you're dripping wet right now, but hear my voice.
Marked on the map in your Sheikah slate.
Oh yeah, something else. Something else I want to mention first. So yeah, another difference from the original game. Oh, right, I don't have my paraglider anymore. Yeah, I'll be one to admit I made a lot of mistakes during my initial playthrough of this game a couple years ago. You know, I'm gonna try my best to rectify those this time. Just want to mention that. So around a month ago, on the 3rd of March, I left for a trip. My trip brought me to both Japan and then Hong Kong. We were also supposed to go to China, but then that trip hilariously fell apart. I'll talk about that later on. Oh god! Yeah, see? Initially what would have been a red bokoblin, a bokoblin would now be a blue one. And something else, something else about this game, different from Master Mode, my god, I'm no longer used to the controls, is the fact that if you don't attack an enemy for long enough, they'll actually regain health. A little bit. So you really want to make sure you're attacking and attacking consistently. See, look, he's already regaining some health. Enemies only regain a little bit of health. They don't regain all their health. However, you know, it's still them regaining health. Yeah, oh my god, I'm no longer used to Breath of the Wild controls. It's gonna take some time to get back used to. I could always, yeah, I could always do this. I've never been a fan of doing it like that, though. Okay, so, a month ago... Oh, that's right, we need to check our map, too. A month ago, I left for a trip to Japan. Okay, so, let's see. Oh man, the lizard. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, I noticed it too late. Scared it off. Oh! Okay, I don't have enough weapon power to take these two down. Can I pick that up? Hey, pick that up. You cost me a lizard. Where are you? Where are you? I don't know, this axe is actually holding out pretty well, so I don't know if I actually have enough to take you down. Okay, I do. Never mind. We have a very simple puzzle over here. Anyways, I keep getting sidetracked. If I'm not mistaken, my trip a month ago, I think my flight would have been around, like, if not 12:30 or 1 in the afternoon, kind of like that. So what I decided to do was I wanted to try to stay up the whole night. Stay up the whole night so that, you know, I could be extra tired, purposely tire myself out. And oh man, I tried to grab that before he could. So I tried to purposely tire myself out so that I would sleep for a majority of the plane ride. Clearly that failed miserably. That actually did not work. I think what happened was I did not take a sleeping pill. I've done this before, where I purposely tired myself out by not sleeping the whole night before. And, you know, sleep for a majority of the plane ride. I've done that before, and it actually worked. But I think what happened... Oh, first game over. What happened before was I actually took a sleeping pill. So, lack of sleep plus sleeping pill meant I slept for a majority of the plane ride. It worked before, so I figured, let's let it work again. By the way, master mode, everything's red. Oh, you respawn me here? Can I grab that? Thank you. Instead of just jumping right through it. Okay, your friend's already damaged. Let me attack him first. Ooh, can I grab that? Can I grab that? Oh, I thought you dropped it. You know, it might be smart to not attack the enemies, just because you're so lower leveled right now. Pick that up, pick that up, pick that up. So yeah, it failed miserably. I did not get a whole lot of sleep on the plane ride, so I already purposely sleep deprived myself. And there I was again, just, you know, going through quite a lot. A plane ride is a lot. And, well, no sleep. That's not to say I didn't sleep during the plane, just not as much as I would have liked. And I am weaponless, as well as the fact that I'm about to die. I am on the brink of death. This isn't Tears of the Kingdom where I could throw something. Yeah, this version of the game is more difficult, at least in the beginning. Okay, let's just go. Let's just go. Oh boy. Can you not shoot me while I try to pick this butterfly up? Yes! Oh yeah, I could just eat. What am I doing? So, the plane ride was 12 hours. I actually expected it to be more than that. I thought it would be like, I don't know, like 14 or 16 hours. Nope, it was only 12 hours. And I was actually pleasantly surprised, like, hey, 12-hour flight. It's better than I thought. Not realizing just how brutal 12 hours would actually be, because let me tell you, brutal indeed. Oh, that was a really tough plane ride. The worst part was the 4-hour mark. You know, it's like 7 hours, 6 hours, you're like, okay, there's still quite a while. 5 hours, you're still in that mindset. You're still like, okay, 5 hours left, that's still quite some time. 4 hours, you're like, oh my god, there's still 4 whole hours. After that, 3 hours, 2 hours is like, almost there. You know, almost there. But for me, the worst point was 4 hours left. It's like, oh my god, there's still 4 freaking hours before we get there. Okay, let's watch this first. Hey, why are there Red Bull Goblins? Red Bull Goblins don't exist in this game mode. Just like how Gold Bull Goblins don't exist in the normal game mode. Oh, that's right. Master Mode has those too. Where there are just, you know, like octo balloons. I forget what they're called. Just, you know, those guys just floating around everywhere. Oh, right. I forgot about that. Forgive me if I don't remember everything Master Mode has to offer. I only played Master Mode once when it came out. And believe me, I 100%ed Master Mode. Which is my intentions for this playthrough. So we'll just have to see how long that'll take. Especially given that this mode is much tougher, much harder. You know, already got a game over.
Try to remember. You have been asleep for the past 100 years.
How would I remember that?
The beast. When the beast regains its true power, this world will face its end. Now then, you must hurry, Link. Before it's too late.
You know, now that we've played Tears of the Kingdom, it's kind of crazy to think just everything else that is now confirmed in this world. Like, there's a bunch of sky islands that we can't see. There's an entire section of the world that's underground. And also we know exactly what the cause, the source of Calamity Ganon is, being Ganondorf being very, very deep underground. You know, dehydrated and all. Okay, so now we gotta get down from here. The only one that's not covered in rubble is here. So, fun fact, before we talk about the actual Japan portion of the trip. So, my flight was around, like, I think, Yeah, sometime in the afternoon. However, it was delayed for like 45 minutes. So that was fun, just sitting there. Oop, I almost jumped right off. Sitting there sleepy, because remember, I did not sleep the night before. So I was just sitting there sleepy, waiting to get onto the plane so I could finally get some sleep. So, you know, that wasn't fun. The fact that the plane ride was delayed like 45 minutes to an hour. The whole time I was trying my best to actually stay awake so that I could sleep for the plane ride. You know, I'm not gonna lie, when I was staying up the whole night, I folded and I went into bed at 6. Even though I kept on jolting back awake, like, wait a second, what are you doing? Any rest you get is just more pain on the plane ride. You know, if my flight was like around the afternoon, early afternoon, that meant I had to leave the house at like 9 in the morning. So me going into bed to sleep at 6 in the morning was pretty pointless. You know, I just couldn't take it anymore. And also, while we were at the airport, we actually went to a lounge, an all-you-can-eat lounge kind of restaurant. I'll be honest, I can't remember if we had to pay. I think it was already bundled with something with our plane ticket. So, you know, we got to eat a full meal before getting onto the plane ride, which was very nice. Yes, my voice just cracked there. Oops, I didn't mean to say hand it over. Whoops. My bad. Sorry, I'm sorry for being rude, Mr. Old Man, who we don't know the identity of. Alright, lead the way. So, actually, a friend of my parents went on the trip with us. He actually helped plan a lot of it. Now, the reason he went as well, despite the fact that his second newborn literally just happened. Yes, he left his wife and one daughter and the second newborn daughter for a week to go to Japan on a trip with his friends. He literally did that for one reason. It's because, first of all, his mother, so, you know, his newborn's grandmother, came over to help with the baby, but his stepfather was not here yet. So, last time, his stepfather tried to come over without any help. Story goes like he was literally sent back. Well, not sent back, but like something happened with the paperwork or whatever, so he immediately got back onto a plane and flew back. So he went from Hong Kong to Canada and then immediately went back onto a plane to go back to Hong Kong. Just because something happened, no one was there to help him, so he just flew all the way back. It's kind of stupid, but supposedly that's what happened. So this time, our friend went with us. One, to help us plan the Japan trip, and two, because we were already going to Hong Kong afterwards, and he needed to go and make sure this doesn't happen with his stepfather again. So he basically flew all the way to Hong Kong just to help make sure that doesn't happen again. And, you know, a trip to Japan is just a bonus. By the way, this is one of those DLC chests. So yeah, a friend of ours went with us. When we arrived, you know, we got to the Japan... Oh, maybe I shouldn't have skipped that. When we got to the Japan airport, you know, usual stuff. Grab our luggage, leave. We already had a cab ready for us. I don't know why my friend called him Sausage. Like, literally, that's like what he called him. Sausage. Okay, then. So, we went to our Airbnb, which I found out after the trip just how much that Airbnb actually cost. So supposedly that Airbnb cost us $500 a night. And we went to Japan for like, I think it was 5 days. One of them being taken up by the fact that, you know, plane rides. So we were there proper for actually 4 days. I know, right? What a waste. At this point, what a waste. 4 days. A mere 4 days in Japan. What a waste. You know, I would say better than nothing. If not for the fact that went all that way for a measly 4 days. And then going to Hong Kong afterwards, which for those who don't know, I don't like going to Hong Kong. I'll talk more about the Hong Kong trip later on, but first the Japan trip. So yeah, $500 a night for that Airbnb. And the fact that we stayed there for 4 days proper meant that was at least $2,000 already gone. Okay, what about the rest? So when we first arrived there, we arrived, I think, like 6 or 7 p.m. I have no weapons, so I'm gonna have to, you know, use this to protect myself. Oh god. Oh! Actually smart enough to come around, huh? Anyways, so yeah, we arrived pretty much at nighttime. And like I said, that already took up one of our very few days there. So what we did was, we got to our Airbnb, we walked around, first of all, to find, like, where the closest 7-Eleven was, which was pretty close. It was like 5 minutes walking distance. And then we ate at this very close by noodle place, you know, this ramen place. Now, I didn't realize just how big of a deal the language barrier was. Do I have all the chests here? Yes, the one single chest. I didn't realize just how big of a deal the language barrier was, because it was really difficult for us to order anything, understand anything. Because over there, it was all Japanese. Well, I can't say all Japanese. And first of all, no shit. You're in Japan. No shit, it's all Japanese. But what I mean is, like, there was barely a hint of English anywhere. Not on the menus, not on any signs, not really anywhere. So, you know, it was really hard for me to understand basically anything. But for some reason, for whatever reason, there was a good amount of Chinese there. Not Japanese, Chinese. Like, the first night there, we went to that ramen place, ordered some food. For some reason, there was Chinese. So, like, that was unexpected, even though, you know, Japan's rather close to China, so Chinese being there, I guess, kind of makes sense. So, at least with a hint of Chinese there, my parents were able to understand. I still can't read Chinese, and I never will be able to. So, first night there, we ate our ramen at the very small little ramen restaurant. And I don't know if it's just me, but the ramen was very salty. I don't know if it was just that place in particular, or if that's just a staple in all of Japan. The ramen being exceptionally salty. I mean, if that's the case, then, oh my god. Anyone Japanese coming over here, trying our ramen, they're gonna think it's so bland. It's gonna think there's no flavor. Where's the saltiness? Okay, so yeah, we ate our ramen, we went back to the Airbnb, and then we slept. Alright, so now we got a quick travel over there. Okay, so let's see. Oh, man, I forgot to pick up the chest. There was a chest in that body of water over there. I could have picked up with magnesis. Oh, I'll do that afterwards. So let's see. Majority of the Japan trip, you know, we went to nearby shopping centers. Oh yeah, another one of my dad's friends showed up. A couple months before the trip, my dad messaged a friend of his in Hong Kong. This is actually the same friend of his that showed up over here for my sister's wedding. He flew all the way here for my sister's wedding. And not only that, he was also over here on a trip for 2 months. He went to like, I don't know, I think he went to Mexico. Like, he went on several different places while he was here. But for the most part, he came all the way here for my sister's wedding. So, months before the Japan trip... Whoops. Months before the Japan trip, my dad texted his friend in Hong Kong. And he told him that, hey, we're going to Japan first, and then we're gonna come visit Hong Kong. You know, so it's like, we're gonna come visit you, buddy. And then, damn near instantly, my dad's friend, a little bit later into the day, replied, alright, I booked my own plane ticket to Japan. I'll see you there. It's like, wait, what? Like, dude, I just told you I'm going to Japan, and then Hong Kong, like, earlier today. And then you're replying to me, saying, like, you already booked a trip to Japan just to see us? Yes, that literally happened. My dad's friend is, like, a retired, I forget, some sort of position with the police force. So, he's retired and very rich. So, you know, he has the money and capability to do this. Okay, so I already pinned the rest of the 3, so let me come back down here and grab that chest. Peace out, old man. So yeah, my dad's friend from Hong Kong and his wife actually met up with us in Japan. You know, we were walking around, we were exploring, eating new stuff. But the jet lag really hit us. You know, we were there for a mere days. You know? So obviously the jet lag would not have passed instantly. The jet lag took like almost the entire trip. The entire 2-week trip for it to pass. And then the moment we started to get used to the, you know, the time schedule over there, it was time to come back home. Alright, so first proper day in Japan, we went to, I think, the Shibuya area. We went to this big shopping center, which I don't know the name of. However, the two standouts of this initial shopping area was the fact that we went to the Nintendo store as well as the Pokemon Center. Now, you've probably seen this Pokemon Center online. It's the Pokemon Center that has the giant Mewtwo right at the front. You know, the Mewtwo in the test tube, the giant test tube. Why am I lifting this? So I went to that, and not gonna lie, I spent a lot of time there, a lot of hours there. You know, everyone was pretty fed up with me, like, can we go yet? You spent like 3 hours here. I think it was more than 3 hours, actually. You know, it was just like overwhelming. There was so much to look at, so much to buy, but I was given a limit. I was given a limit on, you know, money. A money limit on how much I could spend, which is a good thing, because if not, I would have spent thousands of dollars. So I was given a limit of 500 Canadian dollars, which equals to like, let's see. I'm actually not too sure. All I know is like, simply, I think like 1,000 yen is $10 Canadian. So whatever that is for 500. That was the limit I was given. So, what did I pick up? A lot of goodies. A couple notable things. What am I doing? I'm looking for, So I picked up a couple of amiibos that I was still missing, and thanks to this, I now have completed my entire Smash Brothers collection of amiibos. The final 2 Smash amiibos I needed were Corrin Player 2 and Yoshi, and I picked both of them up on the trip at the Nintendo store. Also picked up a couple of ones I didn't have yet. I picked up the Mario series Yoshi, Rosalina, and Wario. So I bought those 5 amiibos. Picking up those 5 was already like $100 off of my 500 limit. I picked up some other stuff too. I picked up a couple of Kirby plushes. I picked up... Actually, this one wasn't my choice. I picked up a... I think it was a Zelda hoodie. Oh right, I don't have the paraglider yet! I was pressing X as if I did. Okay, now that I got this stuff here... well, there's really no point to go back to the tower. I'm just gonna have to climb back down and then walk over. So okay, let's just walk over. So, actually there was this one really cool thing that at first I couldn't even find where they were selling it. There was a display box of Tears of the Kingdom secret stones. They're little pins, and they looked great. I particularly wanted the red one, you know, the fire secret stone. However, when they were sold, they come in a little box, mystery box style, so you don't know what color you were going to get. As much as I wanted to buy a whole bunch just to ensure the color I wanted, I only bought one. And I guess luck was by my side because the one I bought happened to be the one I wanted, the red one. The red fire secret stone. Trying to think what else I bought. Well, I'm blanking on things right now. So, and then I went to the Pokemon Center. Bought a couple of things there. I bought a Greninja plush. I bought a Terastal Eevee mirror. Yes, like a handheld mirror. A travel size mirror. Actually, it wasn't even my choice. My mom thought it was cute and wanted to buy it for my sister. I bought, what else did I buy from the Pokemon Center? You know, a lot of things that I bought are blanking on me right now. You know, I'll show more details about the stuff I bought in the vlog I'm making for the trip, which, you know, I'm still slowly working on. I don't have a shield. I don't, right? No, I don't, because the shield is, my god, I'm not used to this map layout anymore. I don't have any shields. I just quickly run, quickly run, quickly run, quickly run. Hide. Can you screw off? If I'm not mistaken, wasn't this one the bomb? Yeah, bomb. This one's where we get the bomb rune. Okay, let's not skip this for once. And then, obviously, we'll skip it all the rest of the times. I think these shrines look better in blue. There was also a Capcom store next to both the Nintendo store and Pokemon Center. A couple of cool things, but I didn't really buy anything from there. After that, you know, we walked around to other places. Took a look at other places, ate different food. Okay, we get it. we actually didn't really travel too far away from the Airbnb, just because cab fares were pretty expensive. I can't remember if it was the trip from airport to Japan Airbnb or if it was the trip from airport to Hong Kong uncle's apartment. One of those trips cost us $200 Canadian. Like a cab, a taxi fare that cost $200. I forget which one it was. I think it might have been the Japan one. So yeah, travel was pretty expensive, so we figured let's stay relatively close in the area. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to put it down. Thankfully, nearby our Airbnb, like walking distance, there was a big-ass tree next to a really tall tower. It almost looks like the CN Tower in Toronto. I think it was called the Sky Tree. And thankfully it was walking distance. That's not even what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to put a bomb here and wait for it to go over. Whoops. Oh yeah, basically because we were jet lagged to hell, we woke up rather early every single day, like 5 a.m. What my mom and I would do when it was the right time, you know? Because places aren't open at 5 in the morning. So my mom and I would actually walk to the 7-Eleven that was nearby. Every morning. You know, 7-Eleven in Japan had a bunch of convenience stuff. A lot of ready-packed stuff. The stuff that I liked was, you know, the bottles of tea. And it was cheap too. It was basically like $1 a bottle. So, you know, not as sweet as sodas, not as plain as water. I like the bottles of tea. And like I said, cheap too. Basically $1 a bottle. Over here, you spend like minimum $2, $3, $4 a bottle. Oh, there was a ladder over here. Whoops. All the chests? Yes. So, we went to the Sky Tree. My mom, not just my mom, my parents went with, you know, their Hong Kong friends to go to this, like, outdoors shopping area. It was next to a big temple, a big shrine temple praying place. There was a lot of little stands outside to shop at. So, the four of them went, my parents and my dad's friend with his wife. So, the four of them went. The friend that tagged along with us on the trip, the two of us stayed at the Sky Tree place. Turns out there was another Pokemon Center there, so I took a look around. Now, something I tried to do on the trip, because I didn't even know it was there, I wasn't expecting it to be there. I tried to... Wow, that voice crack. I tried to eat at one of the Kirby cafes, because I didn't know it was there. At the Sky Tree place, I didn't know it was there. Hold on. Wait a second. What is this I'm seeing on my phone? Okay, it's no big deal. Yeah, I tried to eat at one of the Kirby cafes, but, yeah, they didn't let me in. Let me tell you one thing. The Japanese are stern. They are stern. When they say no, they mean it. So, you know, the Kirby Cafe wasn't completely packed. As a matter of fact, it was less than half full. So, you know, there were clearly room and seats. So, you know, we tried to get a table, but they said no, it's reservations only. So then we pulled up the schedule for reservations, and that joint was packed. It was booked to the next month. So, you know, if you want to eat at the Kirby Cafe, you need to basically book a reservation a month in advance. And I didn't know this. I'm sure people who've eaten at the Kirby Cafe and knew the fact that you need reservations, I'm sure everyone's gonna be like, you dumbass. Of course you need a reservation. It's the goddamn Kirby Cafe. Well, I didn't know. Nobody told me. I'm sure people are gonna be like, why didn't you do your research? I didn't know. I didn't know a restaurant would be reservations only. Why would I assume that? Why would I think I need to research that? I didn't even know it was there. Like, I wasn't even expecting there to be a Kirby Cafe there. Like, a lot of the stuff that, you know, I would have liked to try on the trip, I wasn't able to do, just because, well, we were there for a mere 4 days. I didn't think we would have time to do it. Like, eat at a Kirby Cafe. So, I didn't look into it. I didn't know that where we were going would have a Kirby Cafe. So, yeah, we tried to get a seat, but we were told no, reservations only. My friend actually asked, like, hey, it's, you know, it's not busy. Can we still get a seat? You know, we know it's reservations only, but can we still get a seat? Because the restaurant's pretty empty. Like, the lady at the front actually went over to ask, and, you know, the answer was still no. Well, that's a shame. Maybe next time. Next time I go to Japan in, you know, how many years from now? Try again, and this time I'll actually have the foresight to actually book in advance. But I also need to know, like, well, am I going to an area that's close by and has a Kirby Cafe close by? You know, there's that as well. So yeah, we were told no, we were denied entry into the Kirby Cafe, which sucks, but it is what it is. Whoops. Old man's house. Old man's house. Where's that Korok again? Oh, there it is, on the other side. Let's see if I can catch some fireflies before they fizzle out. Disappear into the daylight, I suppose. There's a lot of them here. So we did go to the Sky Tree Shopping Center for the day, but because my parents and their friends didn't shop around until, well, because like I said, they went to somewhere else. We actually went there again the following day. We don't need to read that. And because it was a pretty big shopping center, you know, there was a lot to walk around. Can I grab this, please? Thank you. What's up, dude? Just gonna lie there. Just gonna raid this man's home while he's asleep. Did that wake him up? No. Alright, thanks, dude. Should I do some hunting? Oh, I tried to get it a headshot. Make it quick. The following day we went back to the Sky Tree Shopping Center. However, first we went to the place that my parents went to the day before, which was the area with a lot of outdoors shopping stands, as well as a big temple to pray at. So we went there first, and then we returned to the Sky Tree Shopping Center. Oh man, those apples! Oh, right, I have bombs now. While it doesn't do a lot of damage, what I could do is I could just knock him off the edge. Do not knock me off the edge now. Screw off, you guys. I'm just trying to pick up some apples. That I could have used to heal up later on if I needed to. I can't wait to get more heart containers in this game. Where... Okay. After I killed the bird. You know, that's pretty impressive. 2 swings to cut down a tree. You know how hard it is to cut down a tree? How do I crouch again? Like that. Away with you. And I just remembered I could have just sneak striked this guy. Get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. Whoops. Well, at least he's gone now. I may as well pick this up. Trying to think what else happened in Japan. Oh yeah, I think the final day we were there at Japan. I don't have the stamina for that. How do I get up there again? All right, I think I need to go around. I need to go over there, but then oh, right. The warm doublet. I need to cook the old man a meal. Right. I need to remember what recipe that was. I think it needed bird meat, but then what else? So yeah, I think the final day we went to... I think he maybe wants a meal at night. Not morning. The final day we were there, yeah, the jet lag did hit pretty hard. One of the final things that we had there was revolving sushi. However, they changed up revolving sushi in a way that I think makes sense. You know, the way that revolving sushi used to be is like, it's on a conveyor belt and you can pick up whatever you like, or special order something. But you know, the way it used to be is they just have it on a conveyor belt. They just have it on a conveyor belt and then you just pick up what you want. I don't think they do that anymore. At least most places don't. Okay, spicy meat and seafood fry. Raw meat and spicy pepper. Okay, so I hope bird meat counts. I'm gonna save the game just in case it doesn't. Oh wait, that's right. Pull out the food first. Is one of each enough? Steak? Where'd the steak come from? Here, enjoy this food that I pulled out of my pocket. Not good! Yeah, I think, if it's raw meat, you're... Okay, so it does have to be raw meat, not bird meat. I'm gonna just take my stuff back. Oh yeah, another thing about Master Mode. Normally you have a gang... I was about to say a gang load of reload options. But no, for Master Mode, you only have one autosave and one regular save. So, yep. Be careful about that autosave. So, yeah, the difference with Revolving Sushi now is that I think it's only what you order. So they no longer just have random, randomly made items just on the conveyor belt for you to freely take. Because while it kind of defeats the whole purpose of Revolving Sushi, I get it. I get the change, Maybe you put something out there that nobody wants to eat and it just goes to waste, or you have scumbags out there who tamper with the food before someone actually eats it. I get it. I get the change. So that was one of the last things we had in Japan. It was Revolving Sushi. I didn't eat too much just because jet lagged as hell, as well as the fact that, well, we actually had it for lunch. So it wasn't even for dinner. So we didn't eat too much. Okay, so I need to go over to the forest, which would be faster if I just did this. And I need to go get myself some raw meat. Trying to think, what else happened in Japan? It was only a mere 4 days, so not a whole lot happened. It was just shopping, eating, walking, a lot of walking. I keep thinking that button is to recenter the camera, or turn the camera behind Link. No, it's not. Here, you want to chase me so badly? Here. Ooh, I could sneak strike these guys. As long as these two aren't following me. Pick up their weapons as well. Never mind, I have no more room. Aw, shit. What's up, fellas? What do I have? Well, it's too late now. How far am I? Okay, more this direction. Oh, there's a star fragment back there, which I cannot go and get. Let's see if I can sneak strike these guys.